Okay, so imagine the question said we have x cubed plus x squared minus 14x minus 24. Right? That's my polynomial p of x. So sorry, p of x equals x cubed plus x squared minus 14x minus 24. Now it says to find its factors. Now, that would be probably the hardest question asked. Now, let me just have a look at something for a second. And the reason why that's hard is because you've got to actually work out, which I'm sure is about to come up. Well, but you don't know what to divide it by, right? That's the whole problem. You don't know exactly what to divide by. Should I divide by, I don't know, x plus 2, x plus 3, x minus 1, x minus 2. So we're going to learn this, and I'm going to kind of try to knock out two birds with one stone here. We're going to work out the factor. We're going to show it's a factor, and then we're going to get the other factors. Okay? So how do you work out the factors? Well, the factors are not really hard. It's always really in regards to this constant here. Okay, now we want to know the factors of minus 20 of 24, and you got to take into account plus and minus of 24. Cool. Now the technical form is not actually 24, and the only time you're going to ever probably be hurt by that is, like I said, advanced classes in extension 2 probably, and it's actually division of this over this. Okay, division of this over this. So that's technically the technical one. But we're not going to look at that right now. Okay, it shouldn't be a problem of ours. For now, it's just the factor of these, 24. So 24, we have factors, obviously 24 and 1. We've got, and don't forget, these are plus minus, plus minus 2, plus minus 12, plus minus 6, plus minus 4, plus minus 8, plus minus 3. As you can see, yes, there's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 trial and error cases. If you know it's a cubic, obviously there's only going to be 3 of those 16 that are going to be right. Knowing that there's no constants. Okay, we know that there's no constants in this kind of question. Yes, the way you got to do it is trial and error. So you do have to sub in at least each one of these and try to, hopefully, until you get one that is 0. Now, they try to make it nice such that they don't use bigger numbers, so you don't have to try to do the larger numbers. You've got to try to do, I guess, 1 and 2, and it might work, or minus 1, minus 2, maybe 3, and whatnot. And hopefully by subbing it in, you'll actually realize what it should be. Okay, so hopefully by subbing in, you realize. So that's it. Let's do this. Let's try the first one. Let's try P of 1, for example. P of 1 just means wherever I see X, I'm subbing in as 1. Okay, so it's going to be 1 plus 1 minus 14 minus 24. That is never going to give me 0. I can see, so it's wrong. Cool. We go, okay, P of minus 1, for example. And in your calculator, you can do this really fast. The way you would put in your calculator is exactly like this. You would write bracket cubed plus bracket squared minus 14 bracket minus 24. In that case, rather than go rewriting everything, you could just go change whatever's in the bracket. Okay, so now we're going to try minus 1. That's going to be minus 1 plus 1 plus 14 minus 24. Again, I don't see that giving us 0. So you go, okay, let me just try something else. Maybe you would have tried P of minus 3. Okay, minus 3 cubed is minus 27 plus 9. Minus 14 times minus 3 is 42, I think. So it should be positive 42, right? Minus 24. Okay, and I can see from that, that's going to give me that's going to give me 0. Minus 27 minus 24 is minus 51, plus 9 is positive 42, minus 42, sorry, and then minus 42 plus 42 is 0. Okay, so P of minus 3 actually works. So therefore, you don't care about minus 3, you care about x plus 3 as a factor. Yeah. Okay, so once you work out that, you got a couple of mediums. For now, you only have, I guess, the 1 which is called polynomial division. But I told you a trick behind polynomial division if there's a factor. And that's what we're going to do for this one here. So once you worked out that it's x plus 3, you can work out the other factors, knowing that it should be an x squared. Again, you don't know what the term is. We're going to work out that term. And then you're going to have, I guess you don't know if it's plus or minus. You're going to have an x here, and you're going to have a constant here. That's kind of what it looks like. Right? So now, you go and compare. X times something should give you x cubed. Well, obviously it should be just 1x squared. So that's x squared, done. The next easy one is, if that's minus 24, that's positive 3. Well, your constant should be minus 8. The only hard one is to equate whatever this x is, and the best way to do it is to look at your x squares here. And you have to, don't look at the minus 14x. You equate 1 after the x cubed. If it was x4, you equate the x cubes and then the x squares, for example. Alright, so if it's x squared, that's 1. So I want a 1. And I'm going to get that, if you have a look at the expansion of this, I would get that from here, ax squared, for example. Imagine that's an a, right? So a, and then x squared. I'm not going to write it because I'm equating x squares. I'm equating x squares. So I don't write the x squares. I'm just equating the coefficients of the x squares, I should say. And then 3x squared from here. So I'm just going to add a 3. Right? And if you can't see that, can you see that or not? If you can't see that, I'll expand it for you. I'll put an a there, and I'll put a plus a. Okay? Obviously, you put a positive a, because then if a becomes positive, your positive is not going to be affected. And if a is negative, it's actually going to still be negative, right? Because a plus and a minus is going to be negative. True? So that's why I assume it's a plus. You should always assume it's a plus. But I'll expand this. So if I expand this, I'm going to get an x cubed there. Right? And then I'm going to get an ax squared minus 8x plus 3x squared plus 3ax minus 24.
What did you get? Oh, okay.
Just expand it. Each x by the 3 and then 3 by the 3 here. Okay, and as you can see, this must be this. So if this is going to be this, well then that's x cubed, that's x cubed. That's what we said already. Minus 24, perfect. This this part here must become, what do you reckon? 1. A plus 3 must somehow add up to give you 1. And that's what I've written here. 1 must equal to a plus 3. Remember, I'm not interested in my x squares because they're just going to be terms that are the same. So here we go. A chocolate plus a chocolate is 2 chocolates. Or I want a chocolate plus 3 chocolates such that I end up with 1 chocolate. Can you see how it's working?
Why is it 1? A can't be 1.
No, a is not 1. I want a to be 1 because of the question. A is actually minus 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. But through equating.
If the coefficient of x squared was any other number, like if it was 3, would you want it to equate to 3?
If this was 3, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
You want the expansion of this because that's how it's going to happen, right? Look, the expansion is going to look like this. So it's going to be 3 with equal to a plus 3.